Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Still Saturday, April 6th, 2024, and you are looking at, and I hope I'm saying this right, Kaercher Creek Dam or Kaercher Creek Park. This dam that you see right here is damming up the Kaercher Creek. This is why you have this body of water here. But that's not really why we're here. Why we're here is because I've recently discovered that the Allentown and Auburn railroad bed came through here on its way to Port Clinton. And not only that, but I also discovered that there's more here than I could have ever imagined. And I have somebody to thank for that. I have actually a couple of thanks that I want to do, but let's go down in this rock cut real quick. We come down here. It's a 170-year-old rock cut for the Allentown Railroad on its way to Port Clinton, which is where we're heading throughout the rest of the day. You can see it's private property. Somehow, people now own the land in this rock cut, which it's whatever. Cool for them. I wish I had a rock cut in my backyard. But yeah, so this is the Allentown Railroad grade. It's the Allentown Railroad. Was built 1853, 1854, 1855 to connect the Central Railroad of New Jersey to the Pennsylvania Railroad. Central Railroad of New Jersey would have been in Allentown, Pennsylvania Railroad, Harrisburg area. This was going to be a line that was going to run from Allentown to Port Clinton, and then it was supposed to either merge into another railroad called the Port Clinton and Auburn Railroad, which would have carried up to Auburn, where it then would have jumped on the, I hope I get this right, the Schuylkill and Susquehanna, which would have then gone out to the Harrisburg area. Okay, so this is the rock cut. Let's continue down this. That's where we're heading. That's the railroad bed there. Dam, Kaercher Creek Dam. First, let me say thank you so very much. I reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm actually over that now. I really never thought that would have happened. And that was the goal when the channel first started. So now the goal, I guess, will be 2,000. But thank you, everyone, for the support, all the comments, everything. You all have been just so great so far. And I also want to thank the Wandering Woodsman, who about a week and a half ago gave me a huge mention on his channel, which really drove the subscriptions up too. So Cliff, thank you very much. And I actually watched your video last night on this park, and it got me really fired up to come out here and show the good folks what you have already shown them. So again, thank you, everybody. All right, so that would have been the spillway that we just walked through. If the dam ever was to get too high, we've had a lot of rain all week. It's not mushy in there, so hasn't been utilized as of yet this week. All right, so back to this Allentown Railroad. I don't want to say any wrong names, so I'm not going to mention any names right now. But there were some rich investors, I believe. I want to say Vanderbilt, but I'm probably wrong. Maybe Carnegie, could be wrong about that. A lot of money was dumped into this thing. There's some serious grades, some serious stonework, all for a road that was never used, with the exception of a little tiny portion in Breiningsville that the Catasauqua and Fogelsville built an ore spur on, and then the active Allentown and Auburn Tourist Railroad, which utilizes the Kutztown branch that was built on the original Allentown Railroad. All right, so we're up on a very large grade right now, as I'll show you when we come down. So this below us would have been up much higher had this railroad ever been completed. So there was a panic in 1857, a financial panic, which brought construction on the railroad kind of to a halt. But not only that, but to the south of the Allentown and Auburn Railroad, the Allentown Railroad, was a railroad known as the East Pennsylvania Railroad. That opened in 1859 and is a direct route from Reading to Allentown. Very low grade, minimal water crossings. It's just a smarter route. And I don't know how the people at the Allentown Railroad didn't see the writing on the wall when that railroad was being built, because that railroad is still in use today. It is the Norfolk Southern Reading line, and it is a very busy line. Okay, so we just came down. That's grade up there. That's where the actual trains would have been running. This all down here would have had to have been filled in, or at one time was filled in, possibly removed to make the dam, but I don't think this was ever filled, to be honest with you. There's quite a few, I shouldn't say quite a few, there's one or two more spots along this bed where there's culverts and huge gratings, a decent amount of feet away from the culvert that still needed to have the grade built on top of the culvert. So it appears that wherever they had some decent sized culverts, they hadn't had the chance to grade over top of it yet. Because what we're walking on right now is not the bed. The bed's up here, and again, the bed is up there. So this all would have had to have been filled in with some sort of backfill, mostly coal cinders, I'm sure. All right, so now we're going to come to the real meat and potatoes of this area. So amazing. 170 years old. What I'm about to show you. Like I said, 1854 construction. Today's 2024. It's just amazing. 170 years old. Built and never used for what it was intended for. How cool. So this is the Kaercher Creek culvert. I saw in the Wandering Woodsman's video he was able to walk through. Super cool. I don't think we're going to get the chance to do that today. I can tell you we're not going to do that today. But this may require a return in the summer for a little walkthrough. Okay. Just remarkable. So the outside rim of stones there, perfectly quarried, beautiful, straight cut. Other stones, different size, still just gorgeous. 170 years old, just sitting here. I saw this, I thought this was pretty cool. This really nice squared edge on that stone there. See, I've been following, you can follow the grade on Google Maps almost the entire way, with the exception of the Allentown part where the eastern terminus would have been. All through Allentown and the suburbs of Allentown, it's kind of, you can't really see it no more. It's just, like I said, it's been 170 years. Been a lot of development in that area since then. I apologize for being out of breath, and I apologize for the sniffles. But I am out of shape and a smoker, so them's the breaks. Magnificent. Like I said, this isn't the fill that would have been for the bed. They still had to go up another 20 feet with backfill. Let's go check out the other side. It's even better. So last week, I went for a nice hike with my son on the Bartram Trail as usual. It's That's my go-to. Because I saw something of interest pertaining to this railroad. And I believe I found the spot where it's actually going to cross the Schuylkill River and go into Port Clinton. We'll check out that in the next video. Okay. That's the grade. We're gonna go this way. So you see just all these loose rocks. Underneath of that is that beautiful, beautiful culvert. So you see how big it is. It starts here. This all had to be filled yet. So I mean, there's an enormous amount of dirt that either was here or had to be put here to make this railroad operate. Way up there, that's our grade. So you can see, starts here, goes all under here. I'll show you how long it is in a minute when we go down and check her out on the other side. Okay, and then there she is there. All right. Enough with the stalling, right, Kev? So I've done pretty good, or I could say we've done pretty good with the Allentown and Auburn remains, pretty much from Breiningsville to Virginville, and then from Virginville to this spot right here. I just can't seem to find anything. I seem to always take a wrong turn on a road, but that's okay. We got years to get it all documented. So how neat, huh? Just this rustic big hunks of stone here sitting on top of our culvert. I can't decide which way I want to go. Absolutely remarkable. Remember, 1854. Can't imagine the stone moving technology was cutting edge back then. So this was done with most likely horses, manual labor, ropes, and who knows, to get all this stone in place here. Just so cool. All right. So now here's the spillway for Kaercher Creek Dam. I guess this would have been the original direction of the Kaercher Creek, would have been right through here, since we know this has been here a lot longer than the dam behind us. I believe the dam behind us late 70s, early 80s, so it's a baby. It's a little sloppy through here, so watch your feet. Oh yeah. Just beautiful. And all the way up there is our grade. So it would have had to have been filled all through here. Just an immense amount of fill that had to be put on here yet before tracks and ballast and ties could have been put down, which never ever happened. Kaercher Creek aqueduct in between Hamburg and Edenburg, Pennsylvania, Berks County, Pennsylvania. Built by the Allentown Railroad, 1854. All right, folks, let's go see what else we can find.